Hey everybody, Bob here. I've got a little Pokemon set breakdown for you, and I'm doing this because one of my friends likes it. He just thinks they're kind of cool. So I was like, yeah, sure, I'll make one. This one's for my Choice Scarf Hippowdon. Now, I guess everybody I've fought with it has asked why I use it, so I'll explain. It all started in 4th gen, when I was pretty much just getting dominated by Rain Dance Team. Otto's Rain Dance Team, to be exact. But, and I wanted something, because I really didn't want to use standards, but I wanted something that could help defend me against these sort of, like Swift Swim, Chlorophyll, anything like that. And a couple of things came to mind. I knew that there were auto weather inducers such as Tyranitar, Abomasnow, and of course Hippowdon. Now, Abomasnow and Tyranitar both have choice scarf sets listed on Smogon, which is where we base a lot of our Pokemon sets that we use, or at least that we used. So I thought that it was kind of a neat idea to throw a choice scarf on those guys. They're not particularly fast, but once they have a choice scarf, they can outspeed certain threats, and it has a bit of surprise factor. And I was looking at Hippowdon's stats, and a couple of things sprang out at me just, as kind of a neat thing. A, he could take a hit, like a physical hit, without too much trouble, even without any defense investment. And B, at max speed, he hit 212, I believe, which is, with a choice scarf, just enough to outspeed a lot of things that don't invest heavily, or overly heavily, in speed. For example, most Chlorophyll and most Swift Swim users, even if they do invest heavily in speed, will fail to outspeed Hippowdon. Another thing that I kind of thought was neat was that mixed Infernape can't actually with the Smogon set, doesn't actually run enough speed to outspeed a Choice Scarf Hippowdon. And if you're using an Infernape, you think, okay, well, I could probably, just wreck this thing with, like a HP Ice or Grass or whatever Infernape uses. I don't know. I think it can get Grass Knot. And if you're faster, you're definitely going to assume you're faster. And then Hippowdon just kind of outspeeds and one-hits your Infernape. That's kind of funny. So, I decided to use that. Now, in all of the battles that I've played in 4th gen using this thing, it's pretty much been the MVP. Even in my losses, it's been the most solid and best utility thing that I have. So, it was pretty much a force in 4th gen, at least in the games that I played against Otto and Sean and stuff, and Logan. Sorry, I forgot to throw him in there. So then when I got Pokemon Online a few days ago, I decided to try it in 5th. Now, a lot of the things that made him good in 4th gen carried over. Some didn't. And, of course, the players are a lot better than Otto and Sean and Logan. No offense to them guys, but, and they're a lot better than me, too. So, just, in general, I've had sort of a tough time keeping up. However, Choice Scarf Hippowdon has always had that surprise factor that, kind of let me, I don't want to say, just like dominate or anything, because I don't, but it's just kind of neat, and I like that. So, moving on to his moves, I run him with Earthquake, Ice Fang, Fire Fang, and Stealth Rock, but you could probably take off one of the Fangs or Stealth Rock for Crunch, which can come in handy, I guess. I definitely should probably take off Stealth Rock. I don't think it really serves any purpose. But he has gotten rocks up for me a few times, and even if I do get rocks up and then switch out, people usually bring in a counter to Hippowdon anyway. So switching out actually makes sense in the opponent's eyes, so they don't really see a Choice Scarf set coming. So that leads me to my next point. Not really a point, an example. The other day I was playing some Pokemon Online, and I wasn't recording, which is horribly sad, and I was torn up about it for days. No, I'm kidding. It was just kind of funny, and I figured I'd tell you about it now. So, I was playing a Pokemon online match, and this dude was just like, he was just owning me. Like, no question about it. Like, he was just playing so much better than I was. However, I did manage to get Stealth Rocks up against him with my Hippo and switch him out. So I had Sand up. He had, but like over the course of the match, I dealt around 30 to 50% damage to most of his stuff. KO'd 2 of his guys, including Gengar, who I really didn't KO as much as I had some stuff die in front of it, and Sandstorm and Life Orb took him out. And that was the second guy I KO'd. He managed to kill all of my dudes except for my Hippowdon, who again is Choice Scarf. Remember this. And I realized he really didn't. I was like, okay, I've pretty much lost right now. And I was like, good game. And he's like, not really. And I was like, oh, jerk. And I'm not making this up either. It was hilarious because he's like, not really. And I'm like, I'm about to win. And he's just like, I forget what he said. It was like what? And then I brought in Hippowdon and proceeded to KO the last 4 of his Pokemon with Earthquake because Gengar was out of the way, so I didn't have to worry about any more levitators. All of his stuff was susceptible to ground, and it hit a good portion of it super effectively. And I managed to sweep the remainder of his team with a Choice Scarf Hippowdon. And the funny thing was, he still didn't get what happened until I told him that I was scarfed after the match. And all I got as a reply was, seriously? And then he quit. Or, he exited out of the screen. I thought that was probably the funniest thing that has ever happened to me while I was playing Pokemon. It was awesome. I can't think of any other word to describe it. It was awesome. Now, one thing to keep in mind if you ever decide to use it is that you really have to keep up the surprise factor, or else it just won't work. I was playing against Super Effective 87 a few days back, and they pretty much just owned me. It's my own fault, but they knew it was a Choice Scarf to Hippowdon, and they pretty much, it didn't threaten them at all. One thing that you can do, though, if your opponent thinks that you one thing that I might do in the future, I suppose I should say, is use a normal bulky Hippowdon, and then my opponents will be like, probably expecting it when it comes in to be scarfed, and I just kind of feel bad for them if they try to narrate that battle. It's like, well, this Hippowdon came in, and I was expecting it to be scarfed, so I switched out, and then it set up rocks and proceeded to yawn my things. It's like, I really honestly can't think of how you would narrate that. Like, how to make that sound even remotely legitimate. It's like, oh yeah, I thought a Choice Scarf Hippowdon was, a thing. If they don't know that I use this set, then they just probably laugh at you. So, but yeah, I thought that was kind of funny, so I decided to make a video about it. So that's cool. One last thing while I have you here, I had some battles against Super Effective 87, that's their YouTube name, and I'm going to throw a link to A, their channel, and B, all of the battles that I had against them. They're all live com from those guys' perspective. I either forgot to record the battles themselves or I lost the clip. I'm not sure which applies to each individual one, but they do have live com of it, and it's pretty funny. So yeah, give them a watch if you like my battles. Yeah, and like I said before, I will never ask anybody to subscribe to my channel or like my videos, but sub them. They're hilarious. I'm sub to them. I think they're fun, and I like watching their videos. But anyways, that's all I really got for you. So till next time, everybody, have a nice day.